GTA is back. And with the rumored release date set for November 2025, Call of Duty should be prepared to play for second place. But that is not their intent. The early stages of a secret 3-year plan are being implemented, and Call of Duty expects not only to compete with GTA 6, but to surpass it. Let's unpack. Chapter 1. The Rockstar Era.
And after nearly 10 years, one of the most successful video game franchises is set to return with a new release. Rockstar Games, the creators of Grand Theft Auto.
Rockstar has been relatively quiet for the last few years. It has been 5 years since Red Dead Redemption 2 was released and 10 years since GTA 5. Despite this, both of these games remain absolute mainstays in many people's rotations. The vast open worlds with seemingly endless tasks, as well as an ever-expansive online experience, have kept people hooked and allowed them to continuously revisit and re-explore the games. Let's take a walk through it all. It's 2013 and GTA 5 has just released. You've decided to get it. You have an entire riveting action-packed story containing 3 memorable and unique protagonists, as well as 3 different endings. You also have a seemingly endless open world to explore. When you finally finish all of that, you now have an even more expansive GTA Online, containing various missions created by both users and Rockstar themselves. Just when it seems as if GTA Online might be dying down, boom! It's 2015, and not only was the highly anticipated PC remaster of the game released, but couple that with the biggest DLC expansion to date, Heist. And this pulled you right back in. A couple more yearly DLCs, and before you know it, it's already 2018. And guess what just released? The highly anticipated Red Dead Redemption 2, a game that in terms of expansiveness takes it up a notch, even over GTA 5. And did I mention it's also coupled with potentially the greatest video game story ever made? No big deal. Both games still, to this day, contain tens of thousands to even some case over hundreds of thousands of concurrent players on any given day. GTA 5 even found itself having a crazy resurgence of players and viewers over the last few years by doing something unheard of in the industry. Instead of shutting down modders of their game, they decided to team up with them and release a massively popular role-playing mod. A mod which turns the game into having opportunities that are endless. Since the moment GTA 5 released in 2013, rumbles of GTA 6 have been spreading through the community like a local legend, or like Godzilla, expecting to emerge any day now to take over the gaming world. True details of GTA 6 were not fully revealed until September of 2022, when a game developer's worst nightmare took place. A hack of Rockstar's data resulting in a massive leak. The rumor mill is always churning in the age of the internet. Everyone is a journalist with breaking news, and GTA 6 news is no different. We have been receiving small rumors for the last several years about a reveal coming soon. Some word from Rockstar was surely just around the corner, but nobody could have possibly predicted the whirlwind of information we would be about to get. On September 18th of 2022, a 17-year-old hacker infiltrated and stole 90 unfinished GTA 6 clips that showcased gameplay, along with revealing several other features that Rockstar was planning to be a part in the game. This news was massive and got everyone talking. It revealed both the source codes for GTA 5 and 6. It also contained information regarding the story, protagonists, characters, and locations of the game, and many other highly confidential and unfinished details. As unfortunate of an event as this was for Rockstar, it also helped with the marketing and grew the excitement for the game itself, especially because for a game not nearly finished, the leaks were impressive. The footage in the release video seemed to look even better than GTA 5, and the cleaning of the graphics is generally one of the last things that are done in production. If that is the type of game being released in an incredibly early leak, just how is the final product gonna turn out? Rockstar ended up pouncing on the hacker, who will be spending the rest of his life at a secure hospital until he is no longer deemed to be a threat to the public. They're also DMCA striking any attempt to re-upload the footage to do their best to keep everything under wraps. Whether seen or not, the confirmation of these leaks only continued to fuel the fire for the eventual reveal that we now know was only about a year away. It ended up being a trailer for a trailer of sorts, and caused everyone, including fellow game developers, to take notice. Leading up to the eventual reveal trailer, which was scheduled to release on December 5th of 2023. However, in seemingly ironic turn of events, it was released a day early after the reveal trailer itself was leaked online. As of now, the GTA 6 reveal was released just about a month ago, and that early leak has done nothing to impact its success. Within the 24-hour time span between its actual release and the scheduled release, it absolutely shattered 3 records. Within 24 hours, it became the most viewed gaming reveal in YouTube history, also achieving the status of the highest viewed non-music video in YouTube history by gaining 93 million views in that time frame. At this point, it has surpassed the total view count of Avengers Endgame reveal trailer, a trailer that was released over 4 years ago and itself took the world by storm. Additionally, it holds the title of the most liked video game trailer in YouTube history, surpassing 8 million likes. The video currently sits at 162 million views on YouTube, which is insane. To put that in perspective, the trailer for GTA 5, a game we've already established has a seemingly endless life cycle, currently sits at 107 million views. That trailer was released 12 years ago. If that isn't evident at this point, GTA 6 is undoubtedly one of the most anticipated video games of all time. While all this has been happening, what has Call of Duty been up to? Call of Duty has consistently adhered to its yearly release schedule. If you don't know, Call of Duty has released a new game every year for the last 20 years, utilizing 3 different developers in that time frame. Infinity Ward, the famous for the Modern Warfare series, Treyarch, responsible for the Black Ops series, and Sledgehammer, the newest of the bunch, known most for their release of the first game in the Jetpack era, Advanced Warfare. Call of Duty has used this formula to maintain its position at the top of the gaming world year after year, despite releasing what many of its hardcore fans would consider progressively more and more mediocre games. However, it has proven effective. COD has been able to coast on the reputation it has built, with very few games even coming close to challenging its top spot each year, other than 2 years. The first being 2013 and the other being 2018, with, you guessed it, the release of Grand Theft Auto 5 and Red Dead Redemption 2. Because of this, when the metaphorical monster known as Rockstar Games stirs, even the 4th highest selling franchise in history takes notice. But they haven't remained on top for this long for nothing. They're ready this time, and they won't go down without a fight. As previously mentioned, Call of Duty, in the eyes of many, has experienced a dip in quality, with last year's rendition of Modern Warfare 2 being largely criticized even by members of the casual community. They blatantly ignored the community's plea for change and once again made or reintroduced many illogical changes that frankly nobody asked for. Dead Silence is a field upgrade instead of a perk, removing red dots from the minimap, and still no map voting, not to mention awful map designs. Oh brother, those maps were really bad. These changes, as well as a pattern of negativity, resulted in an abysmal sales drop of 61% from the previous Infinity Ward release of Modern Warfare 19. It also saw record low concurrent player count dropping below 60,000. With these numbers dwindling, and the massive leaks regarding GTA 6 happening around this time, Call of Duty knew something had to change if they wanted to keep up with the competition. It was at this point they decided to begin implementing the first step of a secret 3-year plan to take down GTA. Step 1. Listening. Now, while this year's release of Modern Warfare 3 hasn't received overwhelmingly positive reviews, this was primarily because of a lackluster campaign, which wasn't even really Sledgehammer's fault. Their original goal was to work on a different game. However, Activision forced them to work on Modern Warfare 3 on 16 months' notice and forced them to put out a rushed product. Outside of the campaign, the community has actually enjoyed multiplayer, zombies, and Warzone, and that is because they've done a great job at listening to the player base. Typically, feedback seemed to only be listened to during the beta, but this year has been very different. Feedback has been listened to quick and often. From the moment the first trailer dropped, it was clear changes were to be made. Many of the changes that the community complained about in previous years were being advertised as being reverted. They even brought back all the maps from the original Modern Warfare 2 released back in 2009, a Call of Duty that is many players' favorite. Now, with the game being released for a few months, they've continued to listen to feedback, disabling broken weapons, quick patches for bugs and glitches, and finally, acknowledging the skill-based matchmaking problem. They even went on popular content creator Repulsive podcast answering questions live, which has never happened in COD history. From the start, they have been making it their mission to show us they care and are doing what they can to earn our trust back. Who would have thought that putting a bit of effort into listening to your community would improve the outlook on your games? Call of Duty seems to be noticing that they can no longer continue simply releasing mediocrity and expecting the fan base to mindlessly follow along through the disappointments. The competition is becoming more fierce, and the call to improve the products you release is at its loudest. And the single best way to satisfy your fan base is to listen to them. This is undoubtedly a step in terms of repairing the relationship that Call of Duty has had with the fan base in an effort to compete with the looming release of GTA 6. Step 1 is a go. Step 2, restoring. If you survey the Call of Duty community on who the best developer under the COD umbrella is, I would wager that most would say Treyarch. Even during this quality downtrend for the COD franchise, Treyarch has regularly been the dev you could count on to provide something enjoyable. They have released some of the most highly acclaimed Call of Duty games throughout the franchise. They're responsible for the Black Ops series, with the first and second installments being in the short list of the best CODs ever made. World at War, which spawned the greatest second game mode in Call of Duty. Zombies. During the Jetpack era, where Call of Duty seemingly could do no right in many fans' eyes, they released, for most, the best of the bunch in Black Ops 3. In the current COD era, which puts more of a focus on realism, Treyarch's most recent release, Cold War, is considered by many to be the last genuinely good entry in the series, doing so on short notice and during a worldwide pandemic. Check out my video on Cold War going over the process. Looking to the future, the 2024 release of COD is going to be once again helmed by Treyarch, with all signs pointing to it being another entry in the Black Ops series during the Gulf War. This will be focused on the CIA, and it will examine the United States' role in the conflict. This will also mark the longest development time spent for a game in Call of Duty history, giving Treyarch a whole 4 years in comparison to the typical 2 years. Treyarch has already showed what they can do on short notice. Imagine what they can do with an extended development cycle. And Call of Duty knows this. This being the main reason they delayed the game a year to provide them all the time they need to release their best work. This isn't normal COD behavior. Perhaps something is on their mind. Modern Warfare 3 was a good start, but the community did feel like it was a $70 DLC, so they must continue listening to feedback, but also ensure they release a new game with tons of content to explore, an OG COD experience that old and new fans alike can enjoy, not something that feels watered down and rushed. The leaks have already showcased this, with the promise of great pre-order bonuses, a return of round-based zombies, and remastered maps from previous Call of Duty Black Ops entries. They appear to be headed in the right direction. Furthermore, in October 2023, a deal was finalized for the tech mega corporation Microsoft to acquire Activision Blizzard. This means that Microsoft now owns the rights to distribute Overwatch, Diablo, and of course, Call of Duty. This could lead to significant developments for the success of the Call of Duty franchise, given that Microsoft is the second most profitable company in the world and is well integrated into the gaming space, being the creators of Windows operating system and the owners of Xbox. Most people would agree that this is a good thing, because for the past couple years, Activision has found themselves in a ton of hot water through the treatment of the games they publish, as well as legal battles for their treatment of their workers. With CEO Bobby Kotick stepping down at the start of 2024, a change in leadership is beneficial for all. The potential changes that Microsoft may make to the actual quality of COD games is already benefiting. Instead of milking the product for every dollar, Microsoft seems more committed to putting out a fully finished experience. Another positive to being owned by Microsoft will enable games to be released on the Xbox Game Pass. This is said to be implemented sometime in 2024, and this change will undoubtedly increase the player base of the already successful Call of Duty franchise, also making the older classics available for free, as well as potentially newer games released in the future more accessible. Having a brand new game filled with fresh content, as well as the previous entries repopulated, they would have gained our trust back and rekindled the love that so many once had for the franchise. With GTA 12 months away, the final step of their plan is now ready to be revealed. Step 3, overcoming. By 2025, Call of Duty will have spent the last 2 years repairing its relationship with the community, plus making changes to the games that benefits the player in many positive ways. They've allowed the freedom to their all-star developer to spend the last 4 years creating the best product they can muster. All of this is bound to cause quite a buzz in the gaming community. However, Call of Duty still hasn't even played their best hand, and we're now in the year of 2025. GTA 6 is on the horizon, and it's time to bring out the big guns. You know what could really give COD the edge against the massive sequel gamers have been asking for a decade? Releasing another sequel to a game people have been asking for a decade. Black Ops 2 was released back in 2012, and while I had previously mentioned Modern Warfare 2 back in 2009, being many people's favorite Call of Duty, if there is any game that may be at the top of more people's lists, it's this one. When people refer to the good old days of COD, they're referring to this time when a host migration was the biggest worry of a COD player's day. The rumor mill once again hard at work is speculating that in 2025, Call of Duty will release an official sequel to Black Ops 2, something gamers have been seeking for even longer than GTA 6. You may be wondering, hey, don't we already have Black Ops 3 and even Black Ops 4 for that matter? You'd be correct. However, both of them came within the jetpack / futuristic style of COD, so the story of the games doesn't directly line up. They're more like reboots of the franchise than direct sequels to Black Ops 2. This game will be set 5 years after the events of Black Ops 2. The sequel plans to be a return to the greatest story of all time. The game will reportedly follow the same team of protagonists as they go to war with a brand new villain following the death of Menendez, and finally providing us with a resolution to the Cortus Die movement. That may already be enough to convince you, but they're not done. Every single Black Ops 2 map is planned to be remastered and new maps as well, making it the largest map pool in COD history at launch. Plus, after years of overcomplicated and significantly less interesting customization, this game will also mark a massive return to the Pick-10 class system, which has been a community request since 2012. On top of this, we will see the return of classic zombies and possibly a whole new storyline. Who knows, maybe we even see the return of custom emblems, classic prestige, and maybe they even toss in theater mode. This is all the information we have gotten from just a single leak. Just wait till closer to the date when they finally reveal everything. From the outside looking in, it may seem like Call of Duty's trajectory in the recent years is an indication that they are doomed to fall from the top spot in the gaming world come 2025. The anticipation for GTA 6 is at an all-time high, and it seems like that train can't be stopped. But perhaps we're not giving Call of Duty enough credit. Perhaps Call of Duty has been playing their cards right to slowly repair their reputation with the community, then rejuvenating people's love for the series, and then finally dropping the most anticipated title in franchise history. Regardless if you think they're going to take down GTA, it at least looks like we finally have some good Call of Duty on the horizon. Which all this begs the question, is Call of Duty smarter than we think? Thank you all for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and we'll see you in the next one.